Oh, good afternoon. Welcome. Game 3, top 32 of Link's Attack Randomizer Tournament. Very, very spicy matchup between thalane and GFE, two veterans of the community, absolutely amazing at casual boots. Gonna be a real fun time. This is an elimination match between thalane and GFE. Because it's a single elimination best of 3 series, both 1-1. So someone is going to be able to move on to face Bumblebee. Someone is unfortunately going to go home or stay home. I'm Clear Mouse. Joined with me is the one and only Gem. Tracking with us is Shasta. Repeat crew from Game 2. Let's go. Gem, how's it going?
Yo, it's going great. I'm super excited for this elimination match right here. Kind of crazy to see one of these two go out so early already.
Yeah, I know, right? And yeah, I mean, I know that both GFE and thalane very comfortable with boots, with sword, with casual boots. GFE has made it very, very far in many tournaments as of thalane, and of course, keeping true to thalane's routine, for escape. We do see a very reliable map check right before dropping down Uncle. Thank you, thalane. Appreciate it.
So as embarrassing as ever he gets suboptimal escape time.
Appreciate, yes, and just like that, we got GFE, pretty much kind of like caught up, I guess, with that. I mean, he will have to do an eventual map check because he certainly does not know that information, but it is going to be time that is not going to count against him, yes, for that coveted sub 5 escape. We already see that Shasta already doing all the work for us. Yes, and also confirmed here in chat. It looks like it is a red crystal at Eastern, and then another pen in a desert. Who rolled these seeds, man? Like, yeah, we have some with Crystal Desert ever. It's okay. There's always next time, right?
Well, I think one of the commentators, and it's by the way not me, must have pissed off the rando gods. So.
I wonder what you can do for redemption. How many times do I have to pull like pedestal or something? Is that what it takes in order to make an offering or something or sacrifice to the rando gods?
Yes, pretty much. You have to throw a race by pulling pedestal. Like you have to actually throw your race too. Like,
actually, okay, all right. Well, I mean, so there have been lots of drama, lots of excitement, lots of popcorn. Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm okay. Never mind with Pendant Desert. It's not worth it because we already have the fire rod. Very, a fortunate drop there for GFE. I know thalane got the big magic drop earlier, but it was maybe a little too far out of his reach, so he didn't really want to get it. But the fact that we have a fire rod, actually, I assume that you can speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, you shoot the Born Vanguard here. You want to shoot, GFE did it right. You want to shoot the fire rod from as far left as possible, so he starts burning as early as possible, just to save a little extra time. Yeah,
because I guess like the burn animation does take a while, right? And that's probably maybe one of the reasons why you don't want to burn things as much. Like skeletons are instant kills, right? You don't have to suffer any of the extra animation.
Yeah, it's great on those, but that's also like the reason why you don't use the fire rod on the Zazacs in the Gauntlet in GT, for example, because they take time to burn. So it's usually faster to just kill them in some other way.
Yeah, we try. Yeah, but at least like going to the back of Escape, I mean, GFE is gonna have a lot more fire rod shots, and I guess. So it was a big.
It doesn't really matter from here on. Okay. That's a good thing because you don't like the only thing that you kill at this point is the rat, right? And you just dash through it with your fighter sword.
You're right. So I wholeheartedly approve, by the way. I'm really glad you, of all people, have said this, Gem, that you should kill the rat with not a fire sword. There's no reason why we need to prolong anything more suffering, alright? We're very humane here. We're here to, in and out. 1 slash is all we need. I totally agree.
Yes, if you want to show the rat mercy, then you just dash through it. If you want to see the rat suffer, and I know everybody hates the rat, so I could understand why you would do it. You can use the fire rod, but unfortunately it would lose time since it's great for it to burn.
That's right. Yeah, we're of course we're already at the sub 5 escape, right? Or trying to get the sub 5 escape. So yes.
No. At least I know thalane is not trying to get the sub 5 escape.
Oh, okay, you know what, you are. Well, technically, he still could be trying, maybe. It's just that, he's giving himself the handicap, right, of a 3-second buffer or delay, right? As a penalty, because he did check that, and he did make the map check. Actually, do you actually think it's possible?
Really looking. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, like, is it actually possible, do you think, to get a sub 5 escape if you do a map check, like for 3 seconds? Okay.
Not unless you find like some good help, such as the fire rod for Bonechanger, for example.
Oh. Okay.
So I guess maybe I don't know exactly how much time it saves, but maybe it's possible with the fire rod that I got here if they do everything perfectly.
All right. Did you get your compass to Hyrule Castle out, Jem? Because I would like to think that these guys could save like 3 seconds here by not opening up the Sank chest.
Yeah, I think we haven't seen the map, have we?
We have not. Oh, okay. Well, thalane has already confirmed for us that yes, we have not in fact seen the lamp. All right, so I certainly hope that he does not open Sank chest. I guess what would GFE open or do?
I just assume that GFE paid attention. Yeah,
nice job,
okay,
GFE.
nice.
Yeah, again, very, very experienced runners. No reason to, having to open up that extra chest, waste a couple seconds, and then just pick up a very useless map, basically, because I'm pretty sure we're never going there again.
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure if it's really worth it to like check your menu for the map because it's not like opening a chest takes that much time. So at least for me, if I'm unsure, I just open the map and then eat the time loss of the map. But like it sucks to lose the 1 second to open the menu, only to find out that you do in fact need to open the chest. So you know.
Oh, fair. Okay, that's true. I think it was actually very reasonable. Very nice tree pulls, by the way. At least so far, we already probably can set up, or at least we'll have bottom blend running. Maybe a little bit more promising for South Shore related, further purchases. Nothing on Lumberjack so far.
The issue is if you, commit to the tree pull early, get your 80 rupees, then you go to CAC and you just find 2 300s and turns out you wasted your time picking up the money. That's how it usually goes.
That's true. It always seems like whenever you try and farm for something, you only get more stuff if you actually farm for the thing to begin with. Otherwise, you're just never gonna get it. That's how rando works. You can't convince me otherwise. Talking about more,
just tries to punish you for every decision you make.
Alright, well speaking of though, we are potentially gonna get a little bit here of divergence. Thalane I don't think he has gone to Kakariko for either of the 2 games versus GFE immediately after Lost Woods. Seems pretty consistent now. For the record, I believe in game 1, one of his laments was that he maybe should have actually gone to Kakariko first. That seemed to be kind of what got him in game 1, but also, he was also, he won game 2, so who knows what game 3 would bring.
Yeah, since we just explained that Rando always punishes you the maximum amount for every decision you make, GFE is going to find the bottle and the flute in CAC. So
that is true.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, and then also, watching if you maybe also find a mirror or something too, or a hook shot. Oh, okay, all right. Well, it's okay. That's potentially something. So Philly's gonna be able to check the kid, assuming GFE does not find a bottle here in Kakariko.
Yeah, the ferry also potentially lets you ferry revival fake flipper to the Zora ledge if you
I'm pretty excited.
go there after Ice Cave. We'll just need to set up to only have 1 heart, or well, if we find the mail, like you need to set yourself up to die in 1 pop explosion to do it.
We have
suddenly
we have a lot of
this
stuff
is going to be a good payoff. Like the lane, like if Hammer or Mids are in CAC, then he can just go straight to the village after CAC, which would make it nice and efficient.
Yeah, that's a great point. If you actually find Dark World access though here in South Shore, like would you just go to Hype Cave and skip the village completely?
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad idea. It gives you some more extra checks before CAC to try to find the flute. On the other hand, like the issue with going to Hype Cave and then going to the game is always that if you don't have the mirror and the mirror is just free, for example in CAC, you just off in that location and you have to come back for it.
Okay, that is fair. Yeah, Kakariko is pretty dense too, right? So like the chances of something being pretty good here is pretty. Now actually, just kind of watching GFE, progression. I don't remember. I assume he already.
That certainly isn't anything, right?
Yeah, but he has a lot of money, right? So
Yeah, he will be able to afford Zora.
Did you happen to catch what was on Lake Hylia Island on the lane side, by the way? Because I did not catch that.
I want to say I paid attention and it wasn't anything, which is why I already forgot what was there. But
perfect. All right, that is more than good, sufficient explanation for me. That's exactly what I do like every single time. It's like, okay, I don't have to remember this.
Yeah, that's the issue. You see there's garbage there, but then you just, immediately forget what was there because it wasn't anything important, and then question whether you actually checked or not.
It's a very convenient shovel, by the way, on Maze Ray. I think GFE just went to Maze Ray's blind, like he didn't actually go scout it, and he was rewarded with a shovel, and so here we are.
Pretty good.
Yeah, looks like the lane though. Okay, so he finished the South Shore. Yeah, did not do Hobo, just basically did all of the fast stuff, and we're here at Saha. Oh, that's a hook shot, by the way. Okay. I guess we have combined.
And we have a lamp on the lane side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mountain and Logic now. Thalane gonna get a little bit punished for his. Well, we'll see what Secret has, but so Thalane's coming from the south. He'll see the shovel in big game, so he will get it.
Oh,
and then he will have to turn around and then turn around again to go to CAC. It's gonna be a little bit annoying here.
Well, actually, I mean, is this one of those situations where you just say, I'll pick up the shovel now, but I'll try and do dig spot later, after I finish all the Kakariko stuff? Or are you just gonna basically go back immediately?
That's definitely reasonable to just pick it up now, go to CAC, and then save and quit back to Link's house and get the dig spot. It's... Well, if you're really trying to get the flute before Kakariko, maybe you're more interested in doing the shovel first. Maybe that's a good reason, because it feels sort of even to go back to the dig spot now and then go back to CAC, or, save and quit to Link's house and then go to the dig spot. It feels around even, but if you go to dig spot first, you have another chance for the flute. So maybe going to dig spot first. Oh, right, better.
Yeah. Okay, I can definitely see that. I think that's very reasonable. The GFE, by the way, he is not actually... I mean, it looks like he's going to do a little bit of a detour here to Akina. He did scout the desert ledge, which I have also not really seen that many people do. It seems more of a 50-50 thing, whether or not you're actually going to be able to go scout that. This is nothing at Agina, but he does, in this case, have 500 rupees. So maybe he feels a bit more confident finishing up South Shore.
Yeah, although, well, no, he doesn't have gloves yet. They're mini Modern Cave, so yeah, he doesn't know that he's gonna get gloves, which will definitely let him get the last 20 rupees from Smoke Crook Jr. in an emergency. That's okay.
Fair. So I guess in this case, though, Hobo is...
No, I was gonna say that the bottle from South Shore didn't pay off for Thalane. It was just 20 rupees on Secret.
And I guess he doesn't have to come back to Kakariko, although we do have the powder now on his side. No hammer, unfortunately. We didn't get hammer in South Shore, and then we also did not get hammer basically on GFE's side for in Kakariko. So I guess I guess then we're going up the mountain after this, probably. Well, Thalane.
Yeah, for sure. At least on Thalane. Well, okay, assuming he checks the dig spot. GFE is gonna be interesting because he's gonna be able to check Zora after Ice Cave. Which Zora's in Logic, so it could have something important right now.
Yeah.
That Thalane might have to.
Do you think it's a hammer?
I would certainly like to see hammer for meme reasons, but it would not be very good for Thalane right now.
Yeah, that is also very true. Yeah, there are many. Yeah, it always seems like an item at certain locations certainly does have a bit of a history attached to it. But yes, in this particular case, I do agree with you that so the way that at least GFE has routed the early game, for Light Worlds, going to Kakariko first, kind of going from north to south, right? Grabbing the shovel at Maze Race, being able to get basically all the money in Kakariko, and then basically doing the dig spot for that hook shot, right? Puts him in a very good position, to basically check Zora, and now we just go straight to the mountain with no real, I guess, holes, right? In order in for his route. Mental lanes, again, he did get a bottle from South Shore that did let him check Sikit early, or when he made his one trip into Kakariko. But again, looks like, as we're starting from saying, if Lane's gonna go up the mountain, then he is going to have to, I guess, use that save and quit point again after he gets the hook shot.
Yeah, I guess if you're if you are in favor of the lane, you have to hope that there's no hammer or mids on man or Spectral Cave. Because that could delay the hookshot quite a bit for the lane.
Right, yeah, that's right, yeah, that's a great point. I forgot that you could find something else there that also gets you like the other side of the mountain access. Yeah, the hookshot is one way, but we can also get some stuff like if you get a hammer and a mirror or something, or mitts. Yeah, that would be Dark World access. Yeah, and then that would, yes, that would certainly delay some of the earlier Sphere 1 checks because now the lane has like all of Dark World and whatever. Jem, do you have an emo for Dead Rocks, by the way? just asking.
I like the foreign reference where the lane pretended to get past it. Alright. Sort of moment of truth on two screens here. Does the lane get distracted away from the hookshot, and also did he miss something on Zora?
I think Zora Ledge was what, 20 rupees? I saw something red. Okay, and it was not.
Yeah, it looked like 20 rupees to me.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Also, thank you, Shastra, our tracker. Yes.
If you're gonna save and quit here, you just have to grab Spectral Blind. Very disappointing.
Ooh. Okay, so there's a bottle with a B. Unknown how good it is. Oh, dude, it's the lane doing the thing. Oh my gosh, dude, this is okay. This is like big brain shy guy right here. All right, so the lane, so he doesn't know that the hookshot is just available.
Well, he also didn't time it, right?
Oh no, it looks like we were gonna get an attempt to try and get over to East Death Mountain without the hookshot. Unfortunately, though, we didn't quite.
There's a nice setup here for timing, where if you just drop and pick up the bomb like as the bridge starts on the left. And then you just walk to the right. The timing works out just perfectly, and the bomb explodes as you drop into the pit.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I've seen at least you do that setup. I won't say on a regular basis, but because I don't think many people attempt that regularly. Yes, but when it does happen, it seems pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, so there. Yeah.
I tried to find it because I struggled with consistency for the timing with the bomb, and yeah, that just basically makes it free, which is what you want to have, and it's also just faster because you walk while the bomb time is.
Yeah, any type of like rando stress basically that gives you more consistency definitely seems to be definitely like more in favor, right? Just because if you're playing this game a lot, you really want something that's very reliable to help you, basically set up and make more progress. Yeah, so okay, so the lane also checking Akina, so I think this is his last Light World location other than Zora. We do have money, but again, like the way that kind of the lane, like where the items are placed based on the lane's initial Light World routing, kind of made him, have all these basically different like one-off locations now that he has to kind of pick and choose basically which one, is going to hopefully be like the least punishing in terms of time loss.
Yeah. So there's also still Eastern, but yeah, I'm glad that the lane decided to come here first. And yeah, he certainly could have also combined the dig spot with Desert, like check dig spot that then lift the rock and go to Agana that way. Would have been a little bit faster for if you check both, but yeah, if you want to check Agana or something and not the shovel, then checking Agana first is better. Or at least reasonable, let's say like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay. But I mean, everything said and done, GFE is one Zora check up on the lane, but we are here basically in Paradox pretty much around the same time. Nice flippers, nice extra money. I was even thinking like once they went to Dark World, I mean we don't know the crystals and pendants yet, but pod might be something that's of concern of them, but we have pod money now on GFE side, and we have the rest of the money basically on the lane side. So.
Yeah. And even
we have more money. Yes, never mind. We have no money problems whatsoever. Money. Oh, we have an ice rod. Okay, pendant to the rock. Here we come.
Okay, so still no Dark World access. Dark World access could be essentially any of the three right now. We could find another glove for mid Dark World access. We could find hammer for hammer Dark World access, or we could find the cape or sword for Aga Dark World access. We have the stuff for all of these right now.
Yeah, I think I would have a slight preference for, you know, the traditional Dark World access. Hammer would probably be my top pick, just because it kind of seems like when you do have when you're trying to find late Hammer, routing the Dark World can be very awkward. But
yes,
you know, like you, yeah. But you know, as you know, beggars can't be choosers. Sometimes if you only have one option, that is the only one you can actually basically take.
Yeah, gonna be interesting.
Oh,
okay.
All right. Well, I guess we're going in now.
Okay,
Ooh,
it's
so
the lane really wants this to be Dark World access, because if it's not, then he's gonna probably take the death intended route to Zora past the witch.
Yeah, oh, I was actually just gonna ask you that too. Yeah, because this is also like the long way to go to Zora as well, right? Like the dev intended way is for you to go lift this rock and, you know, not necessarily like big flipper into that whirlpool.
Yeah. Pretty nice comparison here. We see that starting at tank is a little bit faster to go to the witch if you have the flippers.
Oh yeah, thank you, thalane and GFE.
I'm actually not quite sure if they save and quit at the same time, but it looked like it.
Ooh, also GFE looks like he's gonna give up his fairy as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah. All right. So thalane. Well, I mean, this also could be pod right side sequence breaking. I mean, but also.
Oh yeah, that's probably the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, I think technically you can still use the fairy to fairy revive, right? Maybe it's just slower.
Yeah, you can, but it's awkward.
Yeah,
it's slow and awkward. That's the issue. Because you have to die with it. So it looks like Eastern is the answer after all. And yeah, as predicted, thalane is gonna waste time on the Zora area checks now.
Yeah.
And GFE is, thalane might even go to Hobo before Eastern too, which GFE already checked.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's right. Because Flippers now puts everything here in logic, and you know, again, just with the early sequencing that GFE has done in the Light World, he was able to basically cover like the entirety of the area, and again, like not have really. I think the only hole right now that he has is Sinkhad, and of course, you know, kind of already saw on the lane side that there wasn't anything, but as a consequence, the lane had like Agina, he had Dig Spot, he has Hobo now, he had Zora. You know, like they're all just without a flute, even like it's just very, very awkward in order to be able to go to. Looks like we are checking Hobo though on the lane side. Yeah. So before Eastern.
Yeah, GFE found the hammer in the first chest. It's gonna be interesting to see if he continues in Eastern or if he's gonna save and quit after this map chest here.
Did you go to Compass? Out of curiosity?
Map chest I think is a pretty good spot to save and quit.
Okay.
It's also reasonable to save and quit at Compass. You can essentially find reasoning for like any of these chests. Like you could also just save and quit right after the hammer. I think all of those choices are pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess right. This is a crystal, so I guess unless you think the bow is just here in the dungeon, maybe you'll have to come back anyway. Ooh, unfortunate, uncharacteristic miss on GFE side.
Twice.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, you know what? At least he did. I think it was a very nice recovery on his side, just because like you don't know.
Yeah, showing the patience before picking up the pot at the bottom, because if you pick the pot at the bottom up too quickly, then the skeleton down there spawns, and you have to kill it too. So it was pretty good.
So here I was actually wondering if you would actually take the time and maybe, you know, we saw a map in the vanilla map chest, and we saw the hammer in the first chest. So we know that now, after we saw the compass also in the vanilla compass chest, there's gonna be a big key here. But I was also wondering if you ended up finding like another dungeon item, you know, would you just go and then, you know, like would you even leave the dungeon? Would you try and gamble that, you know, you didn't necessarily need, you know, like the big chest or anything like that, or we'll see.
I think if you go this far, then you definitely open the big chest too.
Ooh,
yeah, thalane saving quit, so
yeah, all right,
as long as there's no bow in this big chest, or maybe something else important, then pretty good decision.
Yeah, and you know, and again, this is also very reasonable. That was thalane's Dark World entry. He has basically nothing else in Light World, other than as you said, the rest of Eastern. Looks like actually, so we do have to make the whole trip over to Vanilla Big Key Chest, but in this case, maybe there's a little bit of backtracking, very minor. But yeah, as you mentioned, like the item in the big chest is not necessary or useful, you know, for at least the near term.
Right. What does Hypecave have to offer? Surely everything. For
Surely
example,
we have a
Bombos
Bombos medallion. All right, we have more money. Oh my god.
And Ritz,
oh
there
wow,
we go.
and yeah, super convenient. Okay, all right, so that's actually a really nice hype cave.
Yeah. I don't think either of them did a Dark Hole magic, right?
I believe you are correct. I don't remember seeing anything. They literally just ran straight to hype cave. Well, here we are, the lane.
We are in Swamp Pendants.
Swamp Palace is a pendant? You mean we can't? We potentially won't see Specky Clip?
That's right. Potentially won't even see Mirror.
We potentially won't even see Mirror. That is very interesting to me.
But both Swamp and Desert, like the two big ones that. Talk to them again, thalane, get their samples.
Yeah. If only this were a fast ROM seed. Oh yeah. So for those of you, those who maybe who are not aware, so this is the tournament branch, which is still considered to be like the V31.1 version. Basically, the stuff that was has always been around for quite some time before basically the devs released like the new version with fast ROM for V31.2. One of the newly discovered features of the ROM that was potentially unintended is that if there is an item on Stumpy, you can basically just keep talking to Stumpy and then you just get that one item like over and over again. So, if there's a sword on Stumpy, you could just I don't even know what happens if you get like what happens after gold sword?
I guess you get 20 rupees.
20 rupees? Yes. Okay, alright. I mean, I think it's just quite hilarious that, of course, this is a tournament branch again. Like this bug is not, prevalent here in, this one. This is a very stable branch. So, no free, tempered playableness, whatever today.
I'm sure we'll just find tempered and.
Yeah, surely.
Next projects, the end of the podcast.
Yeah, there's not going to be like 3 swords in swamp or anything like that, right? Maybe 2. In that period in GT or somewhere. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe 2. Alright, but yeah, it looks like both thalane and GFE gonna take very similar routes. We've got Mitsk basically coming from the south, and we can just make our way straight north. We also do have the Fire Rod, all the way from the front of Escape. So Mothula looks, pretty. Again, we've got Thieves Town as a crystal. We've got Mothula or Skullwoods as a crystal. This seems like a very sensible direction for both runners to go.
Yeah. You know what we also have as a crystal?
What do we also have? We have Ice Palace?
Yeah, you know it.
Yes, you're right. Why are we not there on the lane side first? Talking about memes.
Probably because he can't mirror.
Oh, okay, alright. That's
fair.
I guess maybe if he finds the Cane of Samaria, like, we can also dive Ice Palace just a little bit faster, etc., etc. However, don't let the fact that you don't have the cane prevent you from diving Ice Palace.
Yes, it is in fact possible to dive Ice Palace without the cane. And I know that thalane is a fan of that.
Yes. So I didn't actually see if there was anything real useful here in the front. I guess I can watch on GFE side as well. But I saw a compass. Do we see a map?
And there was nothing.
Okay.
No, a compass, big hint to trash items.
Okay. So it looks like probably just heart piece, and then I think it was 20 rupees, the fourth one. Yeah, nothing very exciting. But I mean, again, this is kind of almost standard. I mean, standard is actual mode, but this is pretty common, common strat. We've got 2 crystal dungeons ahead of us that we can clear that are fully clearable, so we're going to be able to get all of the value. And I might powder one of those just out of pity and spite, or not pity, and spite. But thalane looks like he is the better shy guy of us all.
Yeah, he's definitely a better shy guy than I ever was. I can confirm that.
Have you ever used Shy Guy as a sprite, out of curiosity? I don't think I've ever seen you use anything other than Pink Link.
Yeah, I've been using Pink Link since, I don't know, forever. Let's just say forever.
Forever. I mean, I think it's a very nice. It's a very nice sprite for what it's worth. I mean, I know that they added in a bunch of new ones for like this new version release, so I don't actually have the exact number of sprites, but at least for the V31.1 version, I think it was 491 total different sprites that people have the option of using. I mean, every single new release does add in like a handful, 30 whatever, some non-new sprites. So it's certainly grown over the number of years, which is really really cool to see. Very very talented sprite artists, MSU pack artists. Like what we're listening for GFE side, this is custom. Someone took the time to put in, basically find a bunch of like Mega Man tracks and make them kind of fit into this game, right? Just so much more kind of innovation, new life into into the randomizer. That's already pretty randomized and fun, as is.
Yeah, but you can also select things that aren't random to make it even more fun.
Yeah,
Pretty sweet.
True. Yeah, but I think at least in terms of what I've seen thalane and GFE kind of use, eventually, especially if you've been playing maybe this game for a while, you tend to get some more, I don't know, main like can you main a sprite? I don't know, maybe sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Like there's certainly, as you said, like you're probably pinkling for quite some time. I've seen, I'm trying to remember what other sprites GFE has used. Like Geno is definitely something that once it was released, I don't think I've seen GFE use anything else.
Yeah, I think eventually, like, everyone just finds one sprite that they really like, and then they just stick with it essentially forever. Like thalane with the SpongeBob sprite, it sometimes does mix it up with this sprite. Yeah, don't let anybody fool you. thalane is a SpongeBob main.
That's, what? So he used, he used the SpongeBob sprite for the entirety of a German tournament. So, I mean, I certainly believe that there is credibility to your statement that he is a SpongeBob main for sprite.
Oh yeah, definitely. Trust me on that.
Yes. Yeah. And I think another thing also is, and maybe depending on, just again, right, like if you are kind of used to like how a sprite looks and feels, and I guess like the shape of the sprite, whether it's maybe like link shaped, right, or link height, whatever, or maybe it's maybe on a little bit on like the shorter side or something like that. All your like bomb setups or lineups and whatnot, if it's especially based on visual cues, like it also helps have a consistent sprite as well. As long as you're used to it, right, and you know what to do, like you're good to go.
Yeah, for the most part, I think people use the shadow of the sprite to line up jumps and whatever, but it certainly helps to just have a consistent sprite too, so you know what everything is supposed to look like. And like for anybody that plays vanilla or like NMG a lot, you usually see them gravitate to link-shaped sprites, just because that's what they're used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dark Link seems to be a very popular one among NMG runners. That seems to be quite commonplace. Have you ever played it with the sprite?
No. I was gonna say, did you know that people pick Dark Link just because they think that lets them go fast like Aerie?
Today I learned. Although it it to some extent I think it also can make sense. It's like a playing by osmosis. Unfortunately, thalane he missed his ride from the Manila Vicky chest. We are going straight to the back of Skull Woods though. This is okay. So like, is there a recommended, I guess, like traversal for Skull Woods? Because I've seen different variations.
The recommended traversal, I think, is to not walk back out of it if possible. Okay. But I think is why checking the map chest first and like basing everything off of that is a very common strategy you see. Because like the Dreamers, you find like an item in the map chest and then you find a second item on Moth and you're just done. And then you probably check the key chest on the way, since you kind of have to. But yeah, GFE is showing us there's an item in the front, so yeah, thalane will definitely have to turn around.
Assuming he does not want to skip it, right?
Yeah, that's also always an option to just find an item on Moth and then skip the rest, like the last item in the front.
I was actually.
But yeah, also if you.
He was just waiting.
A big issue with doing the back first, especially if you don't have a mirror, is like if you basically force yourself to check the bridge chest, and it takes so long to get out of there if you have a lot of health and no mirror.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, since you either death warp or you walk out, and walking out of the bridge chest just takes forever.
Yeah, it looks like actually that's exactly what thalane has to do, right? So we did see, at least on GFE side, for all of the front stuff, there was just that heart piece, in the in Pop Prison, and so he, I guess at least maybe be fast for thalane when he does walk out. But yes, this going here all the way to the back of Skullwoods. I mean, it sounds like kind of GFE also will have to do the same thing, but you know, thalane doesn't know that, right? Like, you know, like for all he knows, both items were in the front, and then you know he didn't have to check this chest. But
yeah, luckily there's one item in this, like one item is in this chest here, and the other one in the front.
Yep, just what he wants. Cool.
Yeah. Would have been kind of good for thalane, I guess, to save him quit there, but I mean, you don't really have good options, so it makes sense to just try to find your second item out of Skullwoods.
Yeah, that's actually great. But yeah, and especially, you know, if you believe in the Duncan stats, you know, never skip Skullwoods. And we did see in this case that it was not the fortunate Skullwoods, you know, that Duncan, you know, shines upon for his, you know, particular favor.
Regular Skullwoods.
Yeah, that's right, it is. The 73% that Skullwoods actually has 0 value here. Maybe even negative value because you're checking all these chests, you know, and you're just wasting time because, you know, it's not of use to you. But yeah, so where would you go after this, Jeff?
I essentially have 2 options here. One is Ice Palace if you're okay with going there without the cane. The other option is Darkdeath Mountain, which is 6 checks that are pretty good. Well, you also can do Hera while you're there, so that's some more motivation to maybe do Death Mountain first.
Oh, so you would run all the way to Hera? Because we don't have a mirror, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you would like walk up the right side, then to Hera, then like enter the TR portal, get your medallion check, and then you do the Dark World of Mountain stuff, and well, if you have something to do Spike Cave with at that point, you maybe also do Spike Cave.
Oh, I forgot about Spike Cave. It is one of those things that...
Looks like that's what the lane is doing.
You know, so while we do have a lot of access, you know, we have myths, we have hammer, you know, which means that we do have basically a bunch of freedom to you know, to enter Dark World wherever we want. I guess even, you know, as you did mention, we did see Pendant Swamp Palace, which means that that mirror may not ever have to show up. We are also missing that flute, which does, by the way, have to show up, but it does feel very awkward, right? Just in terms of traversal, you know, trying to get to Hera, trying to efficiently clear out the mountain. Does seem, yeah, again, like it feels very inefficient because you're kind of going like back and forth because you only have to do one. You only have one specific order that you can only do things in.
So right now we're seeing like the opposite of like if somebody asked me what would happen next.
Oh yeah, you were absolutely
these
correct.
people would be doing.
GFE, maybe he's meta, you know, a little bit against thalane here. He's like, okay, where would thalane go if he were in this position? I'm gonna go to Ice Palace because that's where exactly I think thalane's gonna go. Thalane, by the way, found a bow here in Hera. That's actually a really good find. We can now clear out. He can finish. He can finish Eastern, and he can. Now we can go to Pod too.
Yeah, there's still one more item in Eastern on the boss that we don't know what it is. So that could be something good for thalane. And yeah, like you said, it's of course Pod. Yeah,
and you know, and especially if thalane finds the Canis Maria in Pod, or you know, that's the last item on Armos in Eastern. And there is hopefully Moldrim's gonna be a good buddy because we did see Map and Compass here. But yeah, like if he does find something faster that will make if he finds Canis Maria that will make Ice Palace a lot faster, then like GFE unfortunately will just bleed a little bit of time to thalane.
Yeah, the only dangerous thing about finding Kane on the mountain right now, assuming TR isn't Ether, is that maybe you end up going into TR.
I see. You can actually.
Which is a pendant.
Right.
You could waste a lot of time there.
And yeah, and the mountain trip is kind of expensive, right? To climb all the way there. And we have the fire rod, so that means we can actually go pretty far into the rock. And the ice rod.
Yeah, we could just clear it out. It has that nice pseudo efficiency by being the green pendant, where you're going to Eastern and Pod next. You can get your green pendant there, and then you can find it.
Is that just like a really loud siren song though? You know, it just sounds so tempting, but it also sounds like you're just like being lured to, you know, certain doom basically because you're just gonna. I mean, Turtle Rock takes quite a long time to full clear out. I don't know if you are dissuaded. Okay, the mirror again. You're right. It doesn't have to show up, but you might also be leaving in the cave behind. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I assume thalane wouldn't go in because he has Pod, EP, and Ice right now. Especially like if he finds the game to even go into TR, he would have like the fast ice clear. It's just like a really probably unnecessary risk to do TR right now, but the temptation is definitely there.
Yeah, well, it did see.
But we did see
quick,
he
right?
didn't open up. Yeah, we did see he didn't open it up, so he's unless he also finds the mirror, he can't even go in.
Oh, that's true. That's true. He didn't even give himself that opportunity. At least so far, you're right. We have Red Mail already. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like though, unless there is something here super funny, Ice Palace actually might be the answer. Thalane may have tried to, not listen to his instincts. Oh, that's right. You're right. There is. That's right.
Checks.
Nice last chest. It's super funny. Okay. All right. Well, pod Eastern. Here we go. And no mirror means that we're gonna probably do Eastern first, I assume.
Yeah. Bring the light wolf would have been nice to bring the green pendant along with us, right?
Yeah. 10 minutes later, after we get the green pendant from Tridex, and only to find that it's gonna be turned into I don't know, some 3 bombs or something like that. Have we found anything in Ice Palace, by the way? Nothing so far, right?
We found something red in the big key chest, but it was not the cane.
It's still very good progress for GFE, and for what it's worth, Ice Palace is also a 5-chest crystal. So, which is the other one that we've already?
It's Eastern.
Oh, it's Eastern. Okay. Yeah. So this does, still again, GFE is making progress, right? Regardless, it's going to be a crystal, and it's a red crystal. So.
Yeah, there's also always the chance that the lane just ends up going here without the cane and
exactly. Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and then also, some of the stuff that Thalane is doing right now, GFE is already done, so he doesn't have to go back and do this. It's just that, Thalane just opted to not do this specific section when he was first here in Eastern, so...
Yeah, so he's skipping some of the backtrack through Eastern.
Yeah, and I think I didn't realize just basically how much more efficient, basically, like, you can go all the way to the map chest and be reasonable, because, yeah, that's the part that you don't actually have to backtrack over. See, this is why you play the game a lot more, and you actually know what this is you're talking about. But yeah, like the stuff that now Thalane is just that GFE had already done earlier, we do have to basically do this part again in order to go to and finish up the dungeon. But again, very very minor time difference here.
Okay, so no small key on Coaster, so the king could be on Pyramid Ferry. That's like the one logic thing you kind of have to pay attention here. Because it would be awkward to go to Pyramid Ferry when you should know that it can't be there. Or like that the king can't be there.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, like keeping track of key logic, even let's set aside the general, like is X hookshot locked or is X Samaria locked, like within the dungeon itself is let's set that aside for the time being. For sure, if you find a small key on Cold Stare, it is the boss is at least Samaria locked. And again, like these are going to be the things that could actually like kind of like make or break things later, if you're keeping track of the logic.
Yeah, the cane thing is easy to keep track of, so you should definitely know that. The hookshot logic, on the other hand, like honestly, don't feel bad if you don't know it, because
I think I've seen like multiple, like charts and like spreadsheets. Like it's a lot of conditional logic, unfortunately. Like if like the big key is, I think. It's also very like key layout dependent as well. So but at least for like if you are just coming into play, like you are not required to do any bomb jumps. You're not required to do anything like really fancy. You're like you basically can't soft lock yourself.
Okay, so GFE is about to pick up his bow here. Meanwhile, Thalane is about to use his bow on the boss of Eastern, and we're gonna see what the last item in here is, and then we're probably going to see Pod.
Yeah, and we certainly haven't seen anything, I guess, like major. Again, like we don't have to find the King Samaria anywhere in Eastern or Pod for that matter, and then where else is the lane gonna go probably after this? Maybe barring any further direction, he might just dive into Ice Palace as well. I mean, we just see on GFE side that there wasn't anything useful in Ice Palace. Also, did we find all of the money? All the 300 hordes, so. It looks like. We're so rich.
So nothing on Amos. We have 5 more items on, or in Pod rather. And yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. Thalane is not going to the portal right here.
Is he going to Ice Palace?
Or maybe he's just going from the Hype Cave portal. Oh, he's going ice, I guess.
Okay, I guess he's going ice. So is it faster to actually run to like the Pod Blue Spike portal from Eastern to go back to?
Yeah, if you're at Eastern, you just go there. Yeah, it's faster.
Right.
This is a really interesting decision.
Well, maybe he feels very, maybe he feels very regretful, right? Oh, I could have gone Ice Palace. Like, why didn't I go there first? Like, I mean, that's exactly what GFE did. So.
Yeah, this is just like you found another crystal you can clear, where you could find the cane for ice, and you're already like really close to it. So why not just do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he remembered his meme that he's supposed to go to Ice Palace ASAP.
Alright, so do you think JB might do a Spike Cave here? Like, he does have a potion, and it actually does look like he's quite a bit of health. I mean, the health alone is not enough, but that potion should be more than sufficient to get him through. But, I mean, it's not technically
it's possible. Yeah, that's the issue. Spike Cave, so the thing is, like, if you would have to walk out of Super Bunny Cave as well, right, to get to Spike Cave, and, like, from there, it's... I'm pretty sure it's like around the same time it takes to just save and quit to Old Man and walk up on Death Mountain to go to Spike Cave. So why do it now when you can just do it anytime essentially for the same amount of time?
Thank you for the analysis. It is appreciated. Okay, next question. Do you think? Well, GFE's opening up to the rock. What do you think the prospects of him going in are?
0.
0?
That's like me.
Oh, right. That's right. We still need that lovely thing to Samaria.
Unless he surprises us and hovers to the compass test, but
I don't know if I've ever seen GFE hover. I mean, I could be wrong, by the way. I'm not actually sure if he's a bouncer at all. I guess man, like he's been playing Casual Boots for so long. I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe I should know the answer whether or not he like.
So I think I saw GFE practice the bounce at least before this match started. He was in a practice.
Okay.
So I didn't look at it long enough to see if he was successful, but I assume if he practiced it, he probably knows how to do it and would do it in race 2.
He did mention right before this race that he is like playing in a different location. I'm not sure if he has the similar setup, but I mean, he looks very comfortable, at least playing this so far. So.
Yeah. I assume he just, moved his usual setup to somewhere else, wherever he's streaming from right now.
Yeah. Alright, looks like very similar.
No things.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, with the boat, looks like we're just gonna be trading some locations. GFE is presumably gonna go to Eastern first, and then thalane is just finishing up Ice Palace. Also, unfortunately, getting some not great. I mean, we're gonna clear out Ice Palace. We're gonna get another crystal. He does have Pyramid Fairy available to him as a result after this. So maybe that's going to be another option before Pod, but we're still in this case looking for. Actually, what are we looking for still? Samaria and
the flute and the cane. Yeah, and there's of course the danger of needing ether too for Meyer.
Oh, true. We don't have eyes on that yet.
Yeah, but very likely just the flute and cane.
Look at Shasta, our tracker. Hopefully a sword, dude. This guy knows what Omega playable this is.
Hell yeah.
I very much approve. I always want tempered for all of these guys.
Yeah. Well, just go back to Stumpy and get another sword from him.
You think? Wait, you know what? Thalane didn't even try. He just slashed a Stumpy a couple times, unfortunately, and there wasn't even an attempt.
Yeah, I bet all the tournament organizers are really happy right now that they don't have to make a ruling on whether to allow the Stumpy thing or not, because they're all just using slow ROM still.
Yeah, they're using essentially like the tournament stable version, right? This is the previous branch, that has been around for so long. It has been kind of like tried and true, very much battle tested. So yeah, I think only a handful of tournaments are probably certainly the ongoing ones like Casual Boots. I think even HMG trying to think of the other ones. SGL, online spoiler, that's also been using, just ongoing tournaments, right? Just due to probably want to not have as much disruption, or using, still like the more stable branch. I know there are a couple of new tournaments, I think there's like a German co-op duality one that's been using fast ROM as an experiment, and yes, there was an announcement that you cannot dupe any more items until that thing is fixed.
Yeah, I'm curious what Ladder is gonna decide. I don't know if they made an announcement about it yet. Oh, there's one. Please do not abuse this. Okay, so Donka does not want you to have fun.
Donka does not want this game to be playable, or Omega playable, excuse me. Man, imagine if you're playing Retrants, right? And Stumpy has a small key, like forget money, like you just have you just stand there and farm it.
Or imagine if he just has 300 rupees, like could you resist the temptation to
oh my gosh,
all the way to 9,999 rupees?
That actually might be like the fastest farm, right, in terms of money?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
you just smash A until you have whatever you need.
Alright, so it looks like GFE, though, he has run over to the Flute Spot 5 portal because, unfortunately, we are still missing that very necessary and required flute. But, hopefully in this case he is going to believe in Palace of Darkness as their answer at the lane. Looks like, so this is actually going to work out pretty well, because having the 5-6 crystals, he's going to go, probably presumably to Pyramid and then just run straight over to Pod. And GFE, it looks like he's not going to opt to do Pyramid Fairy, at least for the time being.
Yeah, if you're already at East, then you should just do Pod, which is why I'm still a little bit confused why thalane decided to do it this way.
Maybe he wants to do Pyramid Fairy before Pod?
Yeah, you could find the mirror to speed up a Pod a little bit, but the thing is, if you have mirror for Pod, yeah, it speeds up Pod a little bit, but it speeds it up less than having the cane for Ice does. For that dungeon.
Oh, I see.
That's why, at least I think, it makes more sense to just do Pod before Ice here. And then after, when you turn in the big bomb, you're not forced to go to Pod, you can just go off to Catfish. Because...
Sorry, where?
Yeah, I know, it's a bad check, but the thing is, when else are you gonna say Catfish? And once you're done with the dungeons and Pyramid Fairy, you just don't have any good checks left. So at that point, you kinda would want to go to Catfish, I think.
Yeah, and it looks like actually we're kind of already again, right? We've cleared out a lot of the good stuff, right? We have 2 crystal dungeons, or there's 3 crystal dungeons at this point. 4 on our way to 5. Right, we did all of Thieves Town, we did all of Skullwoods, we finished up Eastern, we did Hera, we did Ice Palace, and we're actually gonna finish up Pod, so I guess it's actually 6. This is why I should not ever count without a compass. Yes, and so after all of this, right, if you still don't find anything that's useful, what do you kind of have left, as you said? Right, we have Pyramid Fairy, that's probably good, or at least, some more dense check that we did see from lane. Unfortunately, not getting anything out of Pyramid and Catfish. We have Smith Chain, I guess, right? But Smith Chain without the mirror, right? It's very...
yeah, those are pretty
not
much
very, exactly. It's super unappealing stuff, so you may as well try to make those as efficient as you can.
Yeah, the thing is, out of those 3 checks we would have left after this, somehow Catfish is the best one. And making it just terrible. A little bit better
do you realize just how the gravity of that statement, just how terrible that is? The Catfish is the best check that we have.
Yeah, exactly. So that being your best option, making it, I don't know how much does it save starting from Pyramid compared to Link's House, 20-30 seconds. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. So
and
what
there's also the other side. If you just find everything in Pod, then you can just skip Pyramid Fairy entirely.
Yeah, you can skip. That's also true. Yeah, we're bound to have. Pod has 5 items, right? Surely something will come up. And, we've been searching for these 2 items basically for actually a good number of minutes now, right? At least 10. When was the last time we got actually real progression?
The last progression was the bow and Hera, I think. So yeah, it's been a while.
Do you think? Okay, what item do you think we're actually going to find next? Is it gonna be the flute, or do you think it's gonna be
I went for
the
the most
book or
likely
something?
one. That's gonna be the cane, probably, and then flutes and TR or something like that. Could be mirror too. Mirror unlocks a ton of stuff.
Oh, yeah, I was actually... Oh, man, that mirror would... Okay, you know, as much as I would like to let these guys have the mirror to make things more efficient, right? That might make the Smith chain a bit more palatable. We're here in pod without a mirror. That would be kind of nice. I kind of also don't want to push them to go to swamp. Like, that does open up a lot more things that may not also be very appealing. I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to find the mirror at this point. You just want maybe Kane first to get your very clear next item in TR, which you would hope would be the flute, and then you just go and finish the game. But yeah, between what you might want and what the game actually has to offer, there's usually a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, so far though, I think also we haven't really found anything in pod. GFE looks like he at least cleared out the front of the pod, and we're just gonna go basically straight to the back, but he does have the big key. I forgot where it was already. thalane might be doing something similar? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the big key was in Starfall Basement, and you were ball locked at the side, so you had to make this awkward route where you do the ball locked side and then you go to big key chest, drop down, find your big key, and then walk back up. And
okay.
Yeah, either do the back and hammer next.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I don't remember GFE coming back to going to the back here of pod. It looks like that's what thalane's gonna do for help, which is all good.
Yeah, it's like so Helma gives you the free mirror back to the front. But having the big key and enough small keys, you can do the route that thalane does, where you just bomb jump over and then walk out of the dark maze and clear the rest of the bag.
Walking out of the dark maze. How often do you get to see stuff like that?
Yeah, you usually see the mirrorless part when the big key's early.
So speaking of though, we have like 2 more items maybe in pod. Like we got 20 items, 20 rupees off of Helma. We just got basically some junk items here in Dark Maze. Like, is pod really empty as well? We fought through 5 crystal dungeons, by the way, right? Oh, sorry, outside of the hammer that we found in Eastern, like we have found nothing inside crystal dungeons.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. It looks pretty bad. Yeah, we're done. There's a small key and harmless our way.
Wow, okay, well...
Yeah, so... I assume GFE will be in a slightly better position here, because he can do Ferment Berry into Catfish after this.
Oh, I see, after pod, you mean? So does that mean Okay, so if Catfish does something, I do believe that you are correct, and that GFE is probably in a better position than thalane is to get it. Where do you think thalane is gonna go then after this? You're gonna do mirrorless Smith chain?
Yeah,
is that more appealing right now?
That's why I think Catfish is the better check. But if you have to start from a Dark World portal, maybe you want to do something else. It's just really awkward.
So thalane is actually okay. So thalane doesn't kill Helma now. He's going to be warped to the front of pod. Like, would you just run the Catfish at that point?
Maybe, yeah. It's just
These sound so awful.
Actually, have we done? I don't think we've done King's Tomb, have we?
You're right. We have not done King's Tomb. We haven't done. Yeah, we have not done any of King's Tomb because we got myths in Hype Cave, and then we haven't been, I guess, back to the Sank start like at all. No real reason to do any of that stuff early.
Yeah, so that's also an option where something could be, which is by far the best choice at this point.
It is certainly very easy and quick to get to. Well, quickish, but again, you know, like the late or maybe even no mirror, as you said, because Swamp Palace is a pendant, so we can't, but potentially won't even necessarily even need that mirror to finish the game, but it just makes the rest of the traversal so awkward.
Yeah, you can't really combo a lot of things together. And yeah, Smith Chain becomes extremely awful. Oh, we also haven't done the powder, I think.
Oh yeah, that's all. Oh yeah, that's true. I did forget the powder that they got super early. Yeah, and kind of like where the hammer was for Eastern, that also just made things a bit more awkward. And again, no mirror means that you kind of have to go check the powder basically before you get into like Dark World 57. I guess maybe that's actually something that thalane. Oh no, they went to Hype Cave into the game into Thieves Town. Yeah, so never mind.
So they couldn't do it.
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
But yeah, I guess knowing about these two like still relatively okay checks. Maybe that's gonna make the lane not pick catfish here, because I think a decent route from here, I guess, is to start at Sank, check King's Tomb, go powder, and then you're already in CAC, so you just go get the Smith. So you commit to that stuff, so... But he's going to catfish.
We're just gonna run out of pot, that's also fun. You know, this is great because thalane's a very excellent NMG runner. You see this very, very often, you know, coming out of pod. Maybe not with this much health or equipment or, you know, anything like that, but, you know, this is a very common... See, and he didn't even get Lotto, this is how good he is. You know?
Yeah, especially if you're not getting Lotto, that is also...
Yeah. FYI, I don't think you can actually control that luck, you just have to literally get lucky, and yes, unfortunately it does not necessarily favor sometimes your situation. But GFE is going to give us a first catfish check, is it here? Okay, alright, you know, it's a sword, you can never complain about a sword. The game is Omega playable. I'm sorry about the source, Gem. You can look away, you can just pretend that, you know, we got the sword from like Pod or something.
Well, we got the other sword in King's Tomb right here.
Right, that's exactly right, yes. Would you... Okay, so how bad would you feel, out of curiosity, if it was just like, you know, if your flute was just here in King's Tomb? Because we got mids right out of Head Cave, right? Nice quick fish.
Yeah, I think with Void and mids where it's just like impossible to check this at any time. That's what I think.
That is very true. No, and no flute too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you can, like, you don't really have any reason to ever start at Sank again, because like you already clear out everything in the village and Scorewoods, so you don't ever go back there. So I think you wouldn't have to feel that bad, but it's still like a I guess an early location, so certainly could feel unsure whether you're screwed or not.
So I guess like my other question is, and I think this requires like a ton of foresight or something like that, but like would you consider trying to at least do like the first leg of the Smith chain, like just turn in the Smith? Like, you know, like way early when they were doing, you know, like Thieves Town and Skullwoods, and just maybe coming back?
Not really, because again the issue is you do like all of the village into Skullwoods and then you're up there already, and you basically wouldn't want to come back for a Mirrorless Smith when you have Dark Death Mountain and you have Ice Palace. Those are just so much better options.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. But I guess for GFE still has to get. Totally forgot about this one. Oh right, that was like the one hole that he had in the entirety of Light World. Again, his Light World was very efficient. You know, just did very well. And the only thing he had left to kind of do in Kakariko was the kid, and I guess also the powder, but it's somewhat less convenient. Thalane, by the way, not going to do powder right now. I mean, oh, he'll do it with Smith Chain. Oh, that's so smart. That's so efficient.
Yeah. So yeah, this kind of depends on what philosophy you have, right? Like Thalane does like the overall more efficient way to check all these things, where he checks the powder with the Smith. But the thing is, if you just find your progression at powder, which at this point it was okay for GFE, it was a 25% chance since he said Secret. But yeah, the chance is pretty high to just find your progression there. And if you find it there, then you can just skip the Smith chain probably. So there's definitely like a reason to check powder before the Smith here. Just so you can maybe avoid the Smith turn-in.
Oh, are we?
The flute,
yeah, there is the flute.
Okay.
Nice. So I'm gonna assume that we're gonna just dive into Mire at this point, looking for the cane. Once we've exhausted like the desert area. This is a really cool.
We check Mire set and go straight into Mire, and yeah. So this decision to do the Smith turn with the powder caught the lane right back up after the less efficient way to catfish.
Yeah, this is actually amazing because the lane is running out of Magic Bat. GFE is running out of the hut, like suddenly. Yeah. I mean, after an hour's worth of gameplay, we are, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds now apart. The lane, you know, delaying it ever so slightly with that bomb. This is amazing. Okay, so yeah, you said that once we go to Mire, assuming we can get in, that's not Ether or Bombos, because then we might be a little bit more sad. We're just checking Mire, and then we're just looking for the cane to Mire. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, and then we leave disappointed and find out that the cane is just on purple chest. But yes, that's the plan.
Terrible. All right, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear the second last sentence that you just said, but okay. I would like these guys to be able to hopefully finish a little bit faster, you know. All right, is it okay? It is not ether. Okay, that is one sigh of relief. In this case, let's see, where did we find Quake? It was early.
Yeah, somewhere really early. Yep, we're just going in.
Okay, great. I am excited. I am super excited. Okay, how good or bad do you think that these guys feel? Maybe not so bad. Like, we obviously see that this is like basically synced, right? Like, but I mean, like the flute on Smith is not really a great location.
Yeah, you can, like, you just can't throttle it in early. I don't think. You basically would do all the stuff that they did, and like basically the only thing you might skip beforehand would be maybe Catfish or something like that.
Would you be really sad if you found the mirror in here?
That'll be pretty sad. Like, imagine having to clear like Swamp and the mirror spots before you finally return to your cane on purple chest.
On purple chest. We're so close to finishing this seed. We're literally just one item. We've even found Temper Sword on this unknown, like, Area 51 type of location. You know, it's just completely quarantined. Nobody really knows what's over there. And yet somehow a magic Temper Sword just kind of popped out, you know? And we just need one more red item that, you know, can get us basically freedom and, you know, the ability to finish up the seed. And yeah, there could be so many other herrings, you know, along the way.
Hey, look, it's the Godmire, except you don't have the cane. So you still have to full clear the dungeon.
Okay, so we did find 3 bombs, at least early on GFE side. Thalane's gonna pick this up, you know, very shortly.
And then the search continues.
So what do we have actually after this then? The flute doesn't open up anything else.
Just purple chest. Nope.
Oh, just purple chest.
Potentially one more item and then it's purple chest.
Suddenly, all of these little very minor things now from here on out, I mean, they've kind of always mattered, but it's kind of like just much more heightened in terms of attention. You know, your Maya routing, you know, might make it, you know, it's probably going to make a difference in terms of like what order of the chest you find in, because once you find the second item, like you're out. So, you know, the cutscene certainly could now potentially make a difference, because it looks like that's what Thalane is doing first.
No, it's not. Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Went the slightly less efficient route to the lobby.
Yeah, and they both got the big key early, so... And that is the
second item. It is purple chest.
Oh my gosh. Well, so GFE looks like he's gonna extend his lead very slightly, but this is an extremely, extremely close race. I guess, I mean, this is what, like 20 seconds now-ish, maybe apart? 20-25 seconds?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. We are, okay, so he lands at 13, 107.13. Where's the lane? We're gonna land at whatever, so flute spot 4, 3. We are going to Sank first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna flute over, we're just gonna run, I guess.
Does he just forget he has the flute? No, he remembered, okay.
I was actually gonna ask you, like, what is actually faster? I assumed it was flutes of 3, but yeah, looks like the lane just forgot his purple chest.
Yeah, so I was 27 seconds behind.
Thank you for counting, by the way.
That's actually 26 seconds, but yes. Yeah.
So, absolute last location. Those sounds like for both GFE and Thalane. Super fun scenes so far.
Yep, the good old double last location, mirrorless Smith and then the mirrorless purple chest. Just an absolute joy.
Okay, so the best case scenario, by the way, is that this is going to be Canis Moria. Then that means that they're actually going to be able to finish the seed. I don't want to think about any other prospects for what this purple chest could be, because it could be a lot of other things. I think we've got some hypotheticals here in chat.
Okay.
Thank goodness it is the Canis Moria. Oh, phew.
Yeah,
okay.
Mirror I would have opened up the seed, because you have the 3 mirror spots, you have Pendant Desert, and you have Pendant Swamp.
Oh, yeah.
Which is absolutely not appreciated to see that.
Yes, I mean, yeah, these guys have already pretty much played, you know, an hour, almost 10 minutes worth of, you know, stuff, right? And then, as you said, 2 hard last locations that we kind of found on both the mirrorless purple Smith chain, whatever. Flute on Smith, and then Canis Mari here in Purple Chest, and if they have to go find, basically go search Graveyard Ledge, K45, Swamp, right? All of these other terrible locations for that Canis Mari if they couldn't find it, or maybe it was like, it was just would have been that, or it could have been Ether, right, for Meyer, and then they had to go do Purple Chest for maybe something else, right? And it's just it could have been very bad.
So thalane is bleeding a lot of time here. So for one, he killed Spooky by using the cane. Another thing is, since he checked the compass chest, he had to use a cane to get over, a key to get over there, which means he can't go the faster right side way to Vitreous right now. So he has to use the left way.
Oh my gosh, it's a very astute observation. This is a very great point. Yeah, because at this point it seems like we have just Meyer to finish the dungeon, and then we're going up. We don't have a mirror, so we do have to kind of take the longer way to GT, but that's kind of going to be the same amount of time. And then it's just going to be execution and GT the key. So while yes, GT routing can still come into play, like this is not time that the lane probably can afford to lose over GFE. It's a very close race regardless. Ooh, what happened to GFE Spooky?
He was too low, and as you saw when you moved the camera up, it triggered.
Oh,
Spooky.
okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if GT routing is even gonna make a difference or like change anything here, because they don't have the mirror. So I think a very common route you see, if you remember you don't have the mirror, is thalane forgot that he doesn't have Spooky.
No, because he's a Canis Mari. I didn't. Yeah, that's something that is. No, it's a good reminder. You learn, like, the best lessons that you remember are the ones that happen live, for better or for worse.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say, if you don't have the mirror for GT, you kind of don't ever, like, you can't really do the, go to Starforce room and then mirror out route. You also just kind of don't want to go to the right side, because, like, you go all the way over there and then you have to death warp out to get back to the front. So I think a very common route you see is you do Hope Room into full left, just because that gives you the most chests without having to mirror in between.
Hope. Oh, okay. Into full left. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then, like, depending on where you get the big key, you can either go up or you can either walk backwards if it's, Starforce room or maybe map chest, or you can maybe continue through the big chest to go back up. There are a few options where you can reasonably get back to the top of TT.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can actually walk out after, the after Ice Armos.
Yeah, it's actually sort of a good heads-up play by GFE here to not heal at the old man. So you have a faster time to set up a death warp in GT if you want to. Depending on where the big key is, like, you would still want to death warp if possible instead of walking out. So getting to GT on low hearts is quite nice right now.
So you're saying that in this case the Dead Rocks can actually help us?
No, because more damage on them is gonna slow you down.
Alright, fair.
It can be less bad when they hit you. Let's say it like that.
Okay, that's also true. I guess you can't ever, like, your enemies are never your allies in this case when they're Dead Rocks. Alright, okay, let's try and do some time. GFE, when he enters GT, like, maybe when the screen first transitions, and we basically can see, how much of a difference in this case that thalane and GFE have between them. It's still very close. Like, thalane basically still has one, I guess, like, mountain trip. I hate bedrocks, dude. It's so painful.
Yeah, so 13 flat is when
13, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. I just see a couple numbers, in chat, so feel free to guess along and count along. I really wish we had a compass. But yeah, this seems pretty, unless GFE also does Hope Room first, normal stuff, this looks, as you described. We have no small key, so we're going.
Yeah, there's no chance to forget that you don't have the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay. So thalane normally does the Starforce room first route, which, like, if he forgets that he doesn't have the mirror, it could save him some time by skipping Hope Room. Because,
and
like,
he'll
once
just
you're
go
in
full
Starforce,
and
you
just
can
go.
continue on.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, and it would be so painful to death warp out. Okay, yeah, we're going to Starforce room. Alright, thanks, Shasta. Yeah, he's our tracker, basic team tracker for time. So it looks like it is a 37-second difference.
Okay, yeah. So he lost like 10 seconds in mile due to no Spooky and
yeah, Spooky. And I think he also got an extra cycle.
Yeah, that too.
Alright, yeah, if he saves some room, it's basically not checking hill from. This is gonna be really good for thalane. Again, it's very, very close, and they may not realize this. They may feel, pretty far behind, or maybe they not. I mean, but again, they don't know where each other's they are. What the status of the race is. So you just have to keep playing until you see the dot done. But we know certainly it's very, very close. Between these guys. And yeah, GT execution, like the little stuff that that thalane is maybe have a hiccup on or so, like right now, is gonna cost him a little bit of time.
You can actually use the cane there to still hit the switch at the bottom there, if you screw up the pegs. But yeah, if you have both boomerangs, it's both faster and also safer to just use the red boomerang in that room. Okay, we
in random room.
Okay. Yeah. So what do we do? We death warp out. Random room is awkward. GFE has less health than thalane, so for him, it's probably
what
better
the heck is thalane gonna do?
Yeah, thalane I think is in the range of health where maybe you just walk out.
Yeah, he's like, what do I do? What do I do? I guess we can check for silvers. That's fine. Alright, GFE has finally death warped from the mini Moldrum. I mean, I don't think there's anything better, honestly, right? That will help you.
There's the pits here, which are full hard, but like you have to take a lot of transitions to get there, so I'm not even sure it's faster.
Yeah, that was a very long death warp on GFE's side for sure. Okay, I meant to. Okay, you know what? I'll see in this case how far he is once he enters Mimics. Okay, so basically,
we get to open this big chest and see what's in there.
Ooh, dude, how often do you see that in casuals? Like never.
I was low-key hoping for a mirror there. That would have been really fun.
Oh my, dude, do you know how insulting that would be? That would be so awful.
It's actually a little bit surprising that we didn't find the mirror, because the mirror has to be in GT pretty much, or behind GT. So
yeah,
the odds are pretty good to find it.
It could be on a tablet, right? We just see the book there.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
Alright, so I think it was 27 seconds, or sorry, whatever. I counted 27 seconds difference between the two when they entered Mimics. So, yeah, based on whatever shenanigans happened in terms of death warping versus running out versus whatever, like, thalane did gain a little bit of time on GFE, but, again, within half a minute, for GT execution, they are armed pretty well. Doesn't mean that you can't, I mean, it's still a pretty tight race. And then of course you still have Ganon as well, right? You don't have Gold Sword, so I do expect these guys to get the 1-on-1. Not always guaranteed. I do expect them to, if they have to do Silverless Ganon, to be pretty consistent. But again, if you miss a spin, that's how many seconds is that? 3 seconds? 4 seconds?
Like something like that? 3, I think, if you miss a spin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but it is going to be pretty tight, and we're actually kind of seeing GFE maybe get a little bit beaten up here. Okay, that was a really close powder!
For that, which also makes it less likely for him to get the 1 cycle here. Yeah.
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah,
so thalane is gaining ground.
Alright, that was a really good recovery on GFE's side in order to get the 2 cycle. That last fire rush shot really did save him.
Yeah, okay. thalane is also just getting a 2 cycle here. Which the GFE had 2 or 3 cycle, I forgot.
Well, it might have been 3 cycle, you're right. Yeah, no, I think you're right. But yeah, thalane is definitely getting a time here. So.
Yeah, this is really close.
I won't say anything. Okay, well, no, I'm not gonna say anything until the very end. I'm just thinking back to some of the thalane, previous races. He is certainly no stranger to having things super tight in terms of margins of either victory or defeat, or let's play a game 4.
Yeah, you're maybe insinuating there could be a tie here.
I'm just saying we can't say anything until, you know, like everybody's done. Okay, we are. So okay, so GFE. Ooh, missing the bomb.
Another possibility for thalane to make up time here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
What about that one?
Found silvers here enough for GT. Oh, that's not even like the good chest for, you know, for Mini Helma, because normally you might expect people to check the Mini Helma left, right? Because that's the one you hook shot to. I am shocked, dude. Like, because every single oh no, GFE! Oh my gosh!
He went just a pixel too far down and
oh my god! Oh, sudden! Oh my gosh! I don't. Okay, if we discount silvers, I mean, still, like, we kind of are watching, like, the lane has, in fact, taken the lead. Still, there could be amount of variance, but, like, the silver's opening, or, you know, discovery is certainly very much swings things on, you know, on the lane side. Granted, he still has to do silvers, like, on phase 4, but on the whole, they're gonna save him probably about 30 seconds, 35.
Yeah, so... And he has red mare and full health, full 14 hearts, so it's... Like, he basically can't die on Ganon. The only thing that can save GFE now is a Ganon fall on the lane side, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, a Ganon fall is pretty expensive. I'm not even sure. Well, okay, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything in terms of cost or anything like that, but it is, the swing-o-meter in terms of favoritism might suddenly be, you know, moving again. But yeah, we still have Aga to deal with.
Okay, it's also always a possibility that the lane 500 cycles Aga too, but
it might be happening. Oh my gosh.
But it's sunny. No, never mind. We have those. That's
yeah, we have those on the lane side. That's gonna be. Oh my gosh. Oh. Dude, imagine if the lane didn't find silvers in that chest. Like, do you? I mean, like.
Yeah, this would be crazy tight.
Mm-hmm. It was still like. So GFE still has, you know, I would say, non-trivial chance of, you know, still, you know, keeping it very, very competitive. You know, like, so again, 1-1 is not guaranteed for either runner, and there are, like, phase 4 with silvers is not, like, you know, absolutely free. It is certainly a very, you know, great time save over not silvers, but, you know, if you get 4 cycles, like, it can still add up quite a bit. But yes, this is definitely, if the lane continues on its trajectory, it is. I don't want to say anything. But we're just gonna watch the race and see how these guys do. Alright, well, it looks like he got the 1-1, and GFE very much on track. Yeah, like you said, they've got red mail, you know, between both of them. I don't even think they care about damage. The highest danger is to getting knocked off. Yeah, phase 3, just going through the motions. You know, it is seeded, etc., you know, save more patterns, save movement for everybody.
Okay, thalane is playing it a little bit safer, but like we said, the only way he can lose right now is if he gets knocked off, so definitely gonna work in his favor.
Okay, the lane,
good.
Very
we're
good,
safe,
very, very good. So yeah, do not.
Oh my god, the lane. Good thing we had the health to just run our faces again.
Oh, what a dramatic finish for Game 3 of a best of 3 series. Get your G's out in chat. Fourth lane taking the victory over GFE by having what is extremely scary phase 4 with Silver's fight, but he gets the victory. Holy frick, dude. And he gets to move on to Little Germany Part 12, maybe? I don't know. Whatever number that is. Yeah, he has another German. Oh wow, what a race.
I'm not sure you're guaranteed to bounce down if you ram your face into Ganon like that. I think it could have knocked you up as well. So there was a chance he fell there, maybe. I'm not quite sure, but yeah.
Alright, get your GGs on chat for GFE. I mean, these guys ran such a great race. What a terrible seed for them to get through, but here we are. And I mean, again, this was an amazing best of 3 series. Big GGs to GFE for basically finishing out the seed. So close, dude.
Yeah, this was crazy. Just incredible, like, up until the end, like, from the moment they left port, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't actually know if either of them wants to come in for an interview. I don't know if GFE knows where the silvers are. Oh my gosh. Oh, but we are joined here by today's victor, thalane. GG's, dude.
Hello,
GG.
Hello.
Nice silvers pick up there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to throw as well, so I don't know. That probably made up for all the time loss I did.
Oh, GF. We're also joined by GFE. GG's, GFE.
GG's.
So, do you know where the silvers are?
Did he get them?
GFE. So we were
okay. Kidding me? You got silvers.
We were watching. So when you fell to Moldorm 2, I'm sure maybe that's when you thought that cost you the race. It turns out it was you not opening Mini Helma right. That was where silvers were.
You opened Mini Helma right? Are you kidding me, man? What's up with you? You got Swamp and TR all left, and you opened Mini Helma right. Come on, man.
I don't know. I think it's always worth it because it's like, I don't know, like all the chests upstairs are like what, 6 seconds or something.
That's 6 seconds I can't afford if I think they're in Swamp.
I mean,
oh man. I'm curious how close it would have been without the Moldorm Fall and that Blue Ganon. Like, I think I still might have pulled it out without both of those. I don't know.
It would have been definitely really close if you hadn't fallen to Moldorm. After the Moldorm fall, you were, I think our tracker said 7 seconds behind going into Aga 2.
Yeah.
No, it's after Aga 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so how long does the Moldorm? Yeah, so maybe discount, like 10 seconds or something like that. But yeah, it was super close. And so, and again, like, I don't know how. There was also some discussion about what it was. The more time efficient thing is to death warp out when you were trying to get hurt by the mini Moldorm outside of rando room. I mean, thalane, he had, I don't know, like 12 hearts at that point, and so he just ran out, right? Which I think is very sensible for him. For you, I'm not sure if what was. I mean, I don't know. Either way would have seemed kind of.
I don't really know. Like, I purposely didn't refill my health on Old Man when I started because I was preparing for that, but I should have taken more damage. I wish it'd been an enemy that does
That's the problem, right?
Do the Baris do straight half heart on Red Mill? I feel like they might still do a half heart. I meant to leave it alive.
I think so,
but,
yeah.
Maybe. I'm very 50-50 on that, yeah.
Yeah, I just barely nipped it on my dash. But yeah, it was a tough call. Oh man, I can't believe I lost because of silvers. Why are they in GT? Come on,
game.
Look,
the last sword's on pet. How about that?
I actually hard considered going ahead and grabbing purple chest after the flute turn in, but like, no, it's not going to be both mirrorless smith and purple chest. Surely not.
So I guess we both just like hard lacerocated both of these items, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair then.
That's why the Moldorm Fall killed me so much, because I was like, I don't have that time with this seed.
There was some. I mean, so like GFE, your light world routing was much more. It ended up working out a lot better. I think thalane, true to his to his historical tendencies, he did not go to Kakariko early, so kind of left. And then came to do Kakariko later from the south, right? But as we saw, the shovel was on Maze Race, and then the hook shot was in Dig Spot, right? So it worked out a lot better for you. Plus, you were able to check Zora, alongside South Shore, so you got to last locate to find your hammer in Eastern a little bit earlier than thalane.
Yeah, I can. If Lamp had not been in Saha, I was going into Eastern. So I'll just blame the Lamp there. Honestly, I didn't feel as good as I could have about my Light World, because you get that hammer and you can do Hera while you're up there the first time. That would have been nice, but I mean, either way, you're still going to end up last locating that Samaria. Like, I could have gotten Flute. I considered picking up Smith and then coming back for Village of Outcast, but it didn't. Still would have last located Samaria though.
Yeah, that was pretty much avoiding it in the seed. Because like you're not returning for like just the purple chest to turn it into a Leslie. That's just no way.
Yeah, I was actually, you mentioned thalane CAC. For a while, I was terrified of Sick Kid, because I knew thalane was gonna have a bottle.
Yeah.
But at least that wasn't one of them.
One day it's gonna work out. One day.
Well, you do have a round of 16 match coming up against Bumblebee, who I believe knocked out Tam in the last round. So maybe, you got at least 2 more matches for you to test your theory.
Maybe.
Just saying. So at least that is something to look forward to. GFE, unfortunately, this does mean that you ran one heck of a series. I think this was a very very exciting set of best of 3, but unfortunately, I guess we'll do some more casual boots, maybe in a future date. So, and you got Leap coming up, so that's pretty good.
I'll be okay getting out of casual boots. I prefer more spicy modes anyway. So. But no, I enjoyed it still. I'm glad this last one was close. Kills me that I potentially threw it with that Moldorm. I don't think I've done that in years. Like, just walk off the edge. But, it still turned out to be a very close match. So hopefully it was hype for you guys. Sorry if it was a little more hype before that fall. I don't know. But, it's still a fun match. Always fun to go up against someone like thalane, who's got such a good reputation.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, again, you guys are. I mean, you were also very very formidable yourself. So certainly don't discount yourself or not give credit where it's due. Again, it's the race was this close, right? There is a certain amount of like merit basically for basically you guys are going toe to toe, right? So it certainly speaks volumes about how good both of you are, especially if this is close. Definitely best of luck though. I mean, like for for League and for any other things that you decide to do for Rando. Until then, I guess you can chill out for a bit. Yeah. Any other thoughts for you think from you, GFE? I guess like end of the tournament type of thing.
Yeah. Thanks to Josh and all the organizers of this. Had a lot of fun. Getting to pretty much here in the brackets was kind of my goal. I'd like to go on one further, but I saw who I was potentially facing and knew that was going to be a tough sell. I will say one thing about this seed, even though it was pretty awful. At least you literally could not access a single pendant dungeon. I mean, I guess I could have walked into TR after I opened it, which I wish I'd never done, to be honest. But otherwise, like you were in go mode by the time you could get in a pendant.
That's a very excellent point. Didn't even think.
I was also expecting Mirror to be on purple chest. Let's be honest.
I was
like, oh no, where am I going next?
But thank you guys so much for racing. I mean, it's always a blast to be able to commentate and watch you guys race. Again, this was one heck of a race as well. So, any thoughts from you, thalane? Kind of before wrapping up.
Yeah, I do have a question. The item in the end screen next to Moonpearl, is this heart pieces? Because neither my 8 nor GFE's 8 make any sense.
Yeah,
that
it's
makes no sense.
A counter, but I think that bug has been reported and it might be fixed in the new branch, but it's certainly not fixed in the tournament branch. So.
Yeah, nothing else. Thanks for racing, GFE. That was fun, and it's honestly, I think everyone feels the same. Like you look at the bracket, you see like, oh, this is gonna be my opponent potentially, and like, you're not gonna get out of that race like without putting in effort. Like either way, right?
Definitely.
So GG's again. That was fun.
I'm glad you guys had fun. I had a ton of fun. I want to say thank you so much again to our tracker, Shasta. Definitely came in super last minute, was able, very kind of him basically to make sure that he had time for his schedule to track this. So thank you so much. And also like kept track of basically all the time differences. Again, it's a very close race, all the items. So very, very helpful basically during the entirety of the race. So thank you so much. John, thank you. It was a ton of fun. I'm glad that we were able to do this. Also, Painless IP. Yes, both of them.
Add that emote to your channel. It was a blast commentating with you. We got to commentate 2 of these matches between these 2, and both of them were really good races. So yeah, thanks so much for the co-commentary. Thanks so much for the awesome races, you two. And yeah.
So I don't think there's any more restream races, at least for today. I think there's one going on between Lily and Tabby Cat. There's their game 1. And then tomorrow, I guess we'll see if there's going to be any races restream. Looks like a bunch of them in the morning. Sen versus Tato, I think that's a game 3. Shinmaru versus Trinex, I think that might be a game 3. Rom versus Magno, that is one of them will be your future opponent, Jem. That is tomorrow as well in the morning. So yeah, lots of game 3s basically for the round of 32. So definitely come back and check on the schedule. Until then, though, have a great rest of your day / afternoon / evening.